Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, we have a little teeny weeny computer to unbox. It's the 2020 MacBook Air 13-inch. And if you want to know the baseline specs on this one, it's 13.3-inch LED backlit with True Tone technology, 2560 by 1600. 1.1 gigahertz dual core i3 with 4 meg level 3 cache, turbo boost speeds up to 3.2 gigahertz. Thank goodness for that, we're going to need it. 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gig SSD, Intel Iris Plus graphics, 2 Thunderbolt 3 USB-C ports, support for high-speed input, output, and video out. Headphone jacks and stereo speakers. Touch ID, full-size backlit Magic Keyboard. It does actually light up. Couldn't get the one at the store to light up for some reason. Bluetooth 5 on this thing. FaceTime HD camera. Pre-installed Mac OS, which should be Catalina. And that's about it, other than, weights and all that sort of jazz. Anyway, so we went to Best Buy. A lot of you guys know I'm a bit of a Mac person, and mainly because being a musician, the majority of my toys are on Mac, of course, and Macs do their best work with music and graphics, sound, animation, all that jazz. So, my late 2013 iMac has now basically expired. Big Sur came out, and my iMac is not compatible because it's a late 2013. Now, yes, true, you can hack a Mac OS onto an unsupported Mac. However, that can be a bit of a pain in the neck to do, and you're also using an unsupported Mac, so I don't know what they would do for updates per se, for security updates, or any for that matter. And I don't need the hassle. I need top security, so that means I need to stay current with everything. Anyhow, so this was on sale actually at Best Buy for $1209.99, so a bit of a discount, not a major one, but a little bit. And anyhow, I figured, well, I made a few little sacrifices, and I was able to get this thing, and not go in debt either at the same time. Oh, we got some gold stickers. Ooh. Goldilocks. That's just a card in there, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, a little bit of info. So we do have a charger, we have our cable, and that's it. So, this is actually my first brand spanking new Mac computer that is current. I bought my late 2013 Mac brand spanking new, I guess a little over 4 years ago now. Anyways, it's on my channel when I did the unboxing, so you can always check out that video of it. But I've seen these gold ones for a long time, and I've done a lot of him and hawing over them just because, 1.1 gigahertz. So I decided to take a bit of a serious spin on one yesterday and again today before I made my decision on this. And I kind of really like it. So hopefully it'll actually pull off what I need to do with GarageBand and the other software that I'm going to need to use. But there is our beautiful gold precious new toy. And this has the scissor keys in it, so they're better than the butterfly keyboards, which have had a lot of problems in the past with those. We've got our stereo speakers up here. Our dual jack is on the side here, and our ports. So yeah, that's pretty darn sexy. Wow. Looks nicer when it's brand new. So Let's see if we can figure out how to turn this sucker on. I didn't hear it gong yet. Eh? We have instructions. Touch ID and power button. Yeah, that's the right button. Maybe the battery's dead? That would suck. Headphone, Thunderbolt C. Okay, guess Kevy has to read instructions for the first time in his life on a Mac. Automatically starts up when you lift the lid. Yeah, right. Nope. Menu bar, FaceTime camera, spotlight, Touch ID. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to plug it in and see what the heck's going on here, because every unboxing video I've seen, people just like lift the lid when it's brand new and it fires right up. Apparently this one has a problem, an attitude issue. So I'm not very happy with Apple. Considering my machine, yes, it's a late 2013, they've been in production forever, but cutting it off, and I mean seriously, they're still supporting 2013 Macs, like even early 2013s for Big Sur, just not the iMac for some reason. It's like, what up with that garbage? So, there we go. So I don't know what their problem is with supporting an iMac, but okay, that's in. We got a DOA.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It's coming alive. It may live yet.
Got an apple on the screen.
Oh, she's firing up. This could be a good thing. Give me a second here. That's funny, because like I said, every video I've seen, they lift the lid, it fired right up without even being plugged in. So I wonder if the battery's just really low on this thing. We'll see what it shows when it fires up.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where we gotta go sign all of our junk in. So I will be back in a minute because I have passwords and stuff to type in and I don't need that being seen. So I shall be back in a minute, instant for you. And we're back. It only took 20 minutes. Turns out the battery was dead. The amount of time it took to sign me in, get me basically set up to the desktop, I'm at 3% and it's going to take like 4 hours and some odd minutes to get this thing fully charged. Let's cross our fingers, guys, that there's nothing wrong with this battery or I'm going to be beyond pissed off. So there will be definitely, you know, a preliminary review or first review coming. This is our unboxing and first impression, and so far I'm not impressed that the battery was dead. That shouldn't be. It's a brand new 2020. I mean, come on. This is like, I don't know when in 2020 they released this thing, but it's only been on the shelf for a couple of months at best. So that's not impressive because lithium-ion batteries hold a charge for up to 18 months. So yeah, let's hope the battery's okay. Because, yeah. Anyways, so we do have Catalina 1015.5 on here. Retina 13-inch display, 2020 on the Mac. Tells us all our usual junk. Intel Iris Plus graphics is basically 1,536 megs, or basically a gig and a half of video RAM, which is fine. That's cool. Just looking through things quickly here, seeing if there's anything else worth mentioning. So if you want stuff like an Ethernet capability for an Ethernet bus, you'll need to buy a dongle adapter. If you want to go HDMI out, you'll need a dongle adapter. If you want standard USB porting, you're going to need a dongle adapter. Now, I have a dongle adapter that definitely covers my HDMI and my standard USB ports, so I can hook my regular peripherals on. And I did actually buy myself, while I was in Best Buy, it cost me about $20-some. I got a 64 gig USB-C flash drive that also has the regular end on the other side as well, so it's a dual thing. It's basically 3.1 USB, but both connectors on one little drive. It's kind of neat. So I got that as a little bit of a thing for now. One thing I am definitely curious on, since this is a brand new operating system, we want the Finder preferences. I want to show my hard disk, and I'm curious to see how much space this thing takes up. So currently we're at 24.7 gigs for a fully loaded computer, which is gonna hopefully have what I assume will be GarageBand on here already. Just going through the applications here. Yep, GarageBand is definitely here. Wonder how long that's going to take to fire up. 3 bounces. That's pretty fast. New sounds available. Yeah, who cares? We'll get to that later. That actually boots pretty quick. See, GarageBand is definitely going to go after the processor. For those not aware, intensive programs will turn the processors on to full out. So GarageBand will do it, iMovie will do it, that sort of thing. If you're playing any kind of games are definitely going to turn things on, so that you're going to be running full out clock speeds. But we're definitely going to see how well this does. But it should do everything I need to do with my music stuff that I do, and other things as well. Looks like we have all the standard normal programs in here from Apple. Now, I am going to be upgrading this to Big Sur, obviously. That is probably going to take a long time to do on our internet out here, because the entire install of just a base level install, like the normal everyday install of Big Sur, is about 51 gigs. That is mental. That's twice the size of Catalina. Actually, it's over twice the size of Catalina, just for the OS. So this thing came with a 256 gig drive. So yeah, we're going to lose a fifth of our drive to that. But, that's the way it goes. And then I'm going to have to download all the GarageBand sounds for the new GarageBand, and all the other stuff I'm going to need, and probably swallow up about half my hard drive by the time I'm done, which should be more than adequate for everything I do. Because even on my Mac, my iMac system, I've got it loaded with a boatload of games. I've got all my music software on there that I need for the studio, all that jazz. I'm only chewing up 128 gigs. And that's with Catalina on that system. So that's actually not bad. So with Big Sur, I'm going to be looking at about 154 gigs roughly by the time I'm done. So that's still going to leave me almost 100 gigs of hard drive space internal. So I am going to be putting it on an external drive. And I did get the flash drive as well for 64 gigs of flipping files back and forth, so we'll see how things go. However, spinning things around for you guys, I am very impressed with the looks of the laptop. Also for the size, the physical size. This is going to save me a lot of desk space too over the iMac. Now I did want an iMac again, but there was no way of coming up with $2,400 in taxes, but at least I managed to come up with what I needed for this. And I figure, you know, considering what I do, and this thing is still 3.2 on the top end, I think it was, on the overclock. Yeah, 3.2 on the overclock. And I'm at 3.2 base speed before the overclock on my iMac in quad core. This is dual core, but still. And this is 8 gigs of RAM, and, you know, my iMac is at 16, but it was at 8 for years before I upgraded that. And I haven't really noticed a boatload of difference between 8 and 16 gigs of RAM for the programs, but there is a bit of difference, obviously. Now, the other thing I did want to mention in this video too, if you're thinking about buying a MacBook Air especially, and I think this will affect some of the MacBook Pros, but not all, because I've been doing a lot of research. I was even trying to get a used system online from somebody, you know. But in the MacBook Airs especially, if you buy it from a department store, this is going to come as an 8 by 256 setup, okay? You cannot upgrade the RAM. You cannot upgrade the hard drive, okay? If you want 16 gigs of RAM and you want a terabyte in this thing, or whatever it maxes out to for hard drive, you have to special order that from Apple, because once you got the computer, you're done. They can't go back into it later and upgrade it. It has to be built to the way you actually want that configuration for RAM and hard drive space. So it's all soldered onto the board, in other words. And they're doing that with the Mac Pros as well, but I think there's about 2 or 3 of the Mac Pros that they're not messing with the hard drive. You can replace it with an OWC NVMe type stick, and it's only through OWC apparently, from what I found out on a video. So you know, I mean, Apple used to let us do our own upgrades, or at least, you know, take it to somebody to do the upgrade if we didn't feel like taking the back cover off ourselves, right? And so they're kind of stopping us. But this is not a gamer machine by any means. It's not meant for that, but I am going to try and push the envelope to see how far I can push it with games, and just to see how it actually does perform, see what kind of bottlenecking I get and everything else, because I really want to know exactly how far I can really take this thing to the limits. So I am going to put it through a game like Minecraft, because that can get pretty intensive when you run everything full to the hilt, which I can run it actually pretty much full to the hilt without any real issues on my iMac. But I have a few other games too that are really going to give this thing a good run for its money, and we'll talk about that when I do the review. So do stay tuned though, guys, for a review, as well as there will be a final review down the road at some point, because I want to have you like maybe a couple of months on this, and I'll do a final review at that point. So this is our unboxing first impression. Next video will be basically a main review, which I'll get to. I want to spend some time with this. I want to see how the battery's doing. It's charged up to 8% right now, so I'm gonna just leave it for the night to charge up, and we'll see what it's like in the morning, and we'll unplug it and see. Now I'm also going to set the power savings too for no energy savings. I want this thing running max, and so that's kind of like the way I like to run stuff, right to the hills, you know. Anyways, in the meantime, thanks for watching. Like I said, stay tuned for more. I had an issue with the initial lift it up and have it automatically fire up with a dead battery, but all the other videos, like I said, everybody's just literally, they took all the covering off like I did too, cellophane, and whoosh, woo, and it fired right up and still had a good charge in it. This one didn't, so hopefully the battery does not have any issues, but we will find out. because the runtime on this thing should be about 11 or 12 hours apparently, and that's with default power saving. So we'll try that, see how good we get, and then of course I'll run it full out and see how fast I can burn the battery down, if the battery even makes it through the first trip, which you're going to find out in the review how things went. But anyways, time to go. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Smash the bell for notifications. Stay tuned. I have some techie review stuff coming from a couple of companies, so we're going to be checking out some new technology stuff in the next little bit, among other little goodies that are on their way. So until then, see ya.